T. So we on the shoot right now. I'm just telling stories to the team. St. Louis here too. What up, T? Say something loud.
What's good with it?
Yeah, T Moore here. He just moved down here. T, so let me tell you what happened when I first moved down to Atlanta. I gotta move this?
Yeah, there you go. No, that's perfect. There you go.
Oh, it's cool. I mean, it might make some noise on it. This improv too. Now I'm gonna tell you this time. So I come down to Atlanta on full faith, T. I'm talking about, I thought if I saved $5,000, T, I thought that 5 was gonna at least hold me over till at least for 60 days. I didn't factor in that I was gonna have to move all my stuff down there, deposits. You gonna want something in the house. I didn't factor it in. Cause at the time, you know, my wife wasn't really with Atlanta, so she wasn't really helping me out with budgets, and that was her thing at the time. So finally got afloat, started making a little money with the t-shirts and all that stuff. It started moving a little bit. My whole living room is a t-shirt factory. So I'm selling my DVDs, my t-shirts, doing my Wednesday videos, and I'm able to sustain myself. I end up saving $1,000, T. $1,000 to me at that time, that was a lot of money. I read The Richest Man in Babylon, and he told me just to save 10%. So I was paying my tithes, and then I was saving 10%, and I was living off whatever it was. And he showed me if I could do just get in the habit of doing it. So I started putting $10 in, and I started sending my mama like $10. Why you sending me $10? I'm like, I'm trying to create a habit. I want to take care of you one day. And so I remember going to this church service with this dude named Coco Brother. He was like a radio host, minister, anointed, and like literally he was like, somebody in here needs to give $1,000. And so by now I got $1,000, right? And I'm like, God, you telling me to do $1,000? This is my life savings right now. And he's like, yeah, somebody's here to do $1,000, one of them type of things. So I wrote a check, had my checkbook, gave him $1,000. That whole night I was serving Kent Jones, but all I could think about was, man, I done gave away my $1,000, right? So I figured I wasn't even gonna look at the savings account or whatever, the checkings account, whatever it was, I wasn't gonna look at it no more. So I didn't look at it for 30 days, but it was this strange number that kept calling me the next day, but I thought it was like another bill collector or something, so I didn't get it. 30 days later, it's bill time. I'm like, dang, and ain't no money really came through, and I really need some of the money out of my savings account. You know how that goes, right? So I ended up looking at the savings account. It said $933. I said, man, what done happened? The Lord done blessed me. I ran up in the bank just to make sure, like, you know, I'm just new to the online. I walk in the bank, I say, it's $930 in there. Come to find out, T, the check had bounced, baby. The check had bounced. Look, I started praising God for a bounce check. Do you hear me? I was in that bank having a full praise party. You hear me? $933. So they charged me $35 for the little bounce check. Evidently, something like their little monthly fee had kicked in, and it took $17. That $17 saved my butt. Do you hear me? And so what I'm telling you, and I don't even know if there's a biblical message to this, but I'm just saying, like, for me, God, even when I was trying to do the right thing out of season, he still had a provision for me. And it may be bad for some people, but he knew my heart was willing to give it all to believe that I heard from him. But he was like, nah, little dude, you didn't hear from me on that one, so I'm gonna save you. But the problem is, what I see, T, is that a lot of people ain't generous. A lot of people don't, like, ain't nobody gonna put themselves in an uncomfortable position for God. They just want everything to be cush, and they think because it's not cush that can't be him. Like, he teaching you something. He's more interested in who you're becoming than what you trying to be, right? Like, God knew that I needed to be a giver. And that's why right now, like, when we raised $135,000, I ain't pocketing none of that money. We putting it right back into the mission to help these kids. But he had to trust me with that $1,000. He had to trust that I would give my all when I had nothing. And so right now, I just look at the camera like, if you ain't got nothing and you realize that nothing from nothing means nothing, if it don't meet your need, then it's your seed. My question to you is, who are you sowing into? Like, you can't be stingy. We're a distribution center. He'll get it to us to give it to others. He'll give it to us to give it to others. The problem is like my brother Mike Ty said, you become a reservoir. You just want to hold the water, hold the money, hold everything to yourself, and he can't get it through you, so he can't get it to you, right? So I want you to feel that in your shana. I thank God for my bounce check. Do me a favor, put it in the comments real quick if you're going to become a better giver. Just put, I'm going to become a better giver. Thank you, flat out. Yeah.